in Brookline were worried about their property. The gas pipeline coming through and people violating their personal property, their personal gain. And when you get further out towards the Lynch area, people tend to be more conservative. They're small businesses. They don't want the intrusion of the government on their backs. I was talking to a father yesterday. They have a camp out in the Lynch area. He says, listen, I don't have any employees because of workers' comp. So it's just my family. We can't grow because of the expense of doing business here in the state of New Hampshire. And it's a concern.
How would you deal with that in the state? I mean, there's 24 senators. There's 400 state reps. How do they work together to address these sorts of issues?
Well, in theory, the Senate is supposed to be the most deliberative body, but it seems like lately it has not been acting as such. I want to bring up Medicaid expansion. That seemed to be rushed through. It didn't seem to have a whole lot of oversight, and people
You mean they didn't read the bill?
It's called the Nancy Pelosi syndrome.
Okay.
And so what that does, it potentially puts in jeopardy the entire state of New Hampshire, possibly have an income tax, which we're against. I'm totally against that, and I'm also against expanding Medicaid. We should never have done that. Instead of expanding welfare or Obamacare, and basically that's what it is, maybe the Senate should work on deregulation and allowing right to work back into the state of New Hampshire. An environment where businesses want to come here. So you open up the job market and you free the people to work. Right now, New Hampshire is educating their best and their brightest. And they're leaving the state. They're not staying here to work. They're leaving the state. So why? Because the jobs aren't here. Why aren't the jobs here? Well, New Hampshire has the third highest tax rate in the nation. New York beats us.
What tax rate are you talking about?
We're talking about the business property tax, the business enterprise tax, business profit tax. So when you combine that, businesses look at New Hampshire and they say, well, it costs too much to do business in New Hampshire. Let's start deregulating. Let's make it an environment that is that people are eager to come here, and we can have our youth working locally. We've invested in them. Why are they leaving?
Well, aside from the tax issues, certainly we talked earlier about energy costs is a huge factor. How do you operate a business when you're worried about putting the lights on and keeping the lights on?
Well, one of the things I don't understand is I believe that the power plant here in Bow, New Hampshire, they're possibly going to shut it down, and there isn't a plan B. Why is that?
Well, I can speak to that a little bit, but is it the place of the legislature to pick and choose?
Absolutely not.
Well, they seem to have done that.
Exactly, and that's another thing. This whole idea of crony capitalism is just, it's pervasive in all our states. We can't be picking winners and losers one over the other. I mean, that, again, with the workers' comp, I believe we only have one carrier with workers' comp in our whole state. So, we need competition. Competition drives the market cost down. We need that. How do we do that? We make this an environment that is friendly to business.
Well, you're a small businessman yourself, so I suspect you know the things that make your business more profitable, make it easier for you to grow to hire more employees. So I think we ought to be listening to small business people. Where can people find you? Learn more about you?
AVARD 4nh.com. And if you want to know more about me, if you want to spend some time talking with me, call me 521-7657.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin. What, you got some?
I just appreciate everything that you're doing for the state as well. I appreciate you doing these interviews and meeting with people. I know that you're activists, and it's people like you that help drive the issues in a fair and balanced way.
I don't know how balanced I am, but I do try to be fair with it. But
Yeah.
that's very kind of you, so you don't know how much fun I have doing it.
Great.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, so we're here at the Capitol with one
the other candidates running for State Senate in District 11.
Correct.
And Gary Daniels.
Yes.
Gary, why are you running?
We need to get New Hampshire back on track, particularly with jobs in the economy. That also into education and healthcare. Those are three top issues. I have been on the Labor Committee for 18 years. I've got great knowledge of the labor laws, in particular workers' compensation, which right now is really crushing business. We need to get that squared away, whether it takes an overhaul to bring us back to what we had in 1994, or do something different because things have been updated.
Do we need more competition? Is that one of the answers?
Well, I think certainly it helps out because that'll help to drive prices down.
Right.
But the issue is if we're not creating policies that are welcoming businesses in state, they're going other places, and we suffer for it. You know, kids coming out of college don't have jobs. We hear that from businesses as we're talking. They don't have the knowledge pool that they need. And yet, if we can get more businesses in, it would be great. I'll use biotech as a good example. We don't really have biotech companies here in New Hampshire, but in my school in Milford, we have an applied technology center. We have a biotech class so that kids can get the college education. Go on, but what happens when they have to go to college? After college, they're heading down to the 128 area because we have nothing to offer them in New Hampshire.
That seems to be the common theme with a lot of the candidates. We understand this, but why? We've understood this for a while, but why hasn't anything been done?
I don't think there has been a concerted effort on the part of the House and the Senate. And what I would recommend is putting together a select committee of both senators and House members so that they're working together to develop a solution. This prevents one chamber from working exclusively by itself, only to spend months coming up with a solution, turning it over to the other chamber, and then it just being turned down.
This will help streamline the process.
Absolutely. And you have both chambers on board going into it. Should make the process a whole lot smoother. Maybe we can come to those resolutions that we need to get. Again, healthcare works into this. We have the Medicaid expansion that's running out in 2017. We can't wait until 2017 to do something about it.
What do you propose?
Well, the legislature needs to start working in 2015 on a New Hampshire solution, and to let those 10 to 50,000 people who are now on Medicaid expansion know that come 2017, when the federal money runs out, or starts to run out, that we're going to put in a New Hampshire solution for them. Part of that solution should be that we will have pro-business environment in place so that businesses can offer health care as a benefit to their employees.
And so the solution isn't creating more welfare, it's creating more opportunities for businesses, for people to work.
Absolutely.
And that's right now where we're standing.
Well, and we seem to be doing everything we can to pile more and more legislation on businesses. Now, if you can free up that time, that the money that they expend on making reports to agencies that don't read them or do anything with them, as one of the things we took out last term, is to have more money that they can put into benefits, more money that they can put into raises, and so you get your good paying jobs along with the benefits that are going to free the government.
Now, aren't you off for the summer?
Well, yeah.
You're up here doing something. What are you doing up here?
I have a bill for a constituent that went into study committee. So I have been up here following through on that. We've met once, and we need to do a little bit of tweaking on it so that it's ready to introduce in the next session. So I'm just working on that. As you know, constituent service never ends.
It never ends, that's right. Any final thoughts? How do people get in touch with you?
Catch me at GL Daniels at myfairpoint.net. Catch me on my Senate website at Gary at GaryDaniels.org. Or if you can't remember all that information, just go to GaryDaniels.org and all that information is there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back with our next guest. And we're back with another candidate, EILEEN. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
And you're up here at the Capitol, so you're running for New Hampshire State Senate.
That's correct.
And what district?
In District 20.
In District 20.
So that encompasses 4 wards of Manchester. That's Manchester's Ward 3, 4, 10, and 11, and the town of Boston.
What made you decide to run?
Well, I've been, I guess you want to call it a citizen activist advocate here. Probably since 2007. And so I've learned the process, I've learned the system. I've also been the chair of the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance for the last 4 years. And so...
You basically endorsed a lot of candidates
Yes.
over your time. And meaning you've gone over their track record, you've done a lot of research, you know what most people are actually talking about.
Exactly. And I'm well capable of, vetting legislation, and I've done testimony in public hearings, and a variety of things. Again, educating legislators on sometimes the unintended consequences and looking at a piece of legislation from a nonpartisan angle.
Right. Now your background is in science?
Yes, it is.
It's a biochemist or?
I was working in genetics, actually.
Genetics.
So,
Genetics, okay. And so what are some of the main issues that you want to address in your campaign?
well, I think, our parents had the American dream of working hard and being left alone to pursue their happiness in their life and, retire someday with, a little house, a little, nest egg, and, live happily ever after. And I don't think that's tangible right now for the upcoming generation. I have 2 children. One is out of college already, and it was difficult to find employment after college because there really aren't any good jobs available. And so I would be looking at the economy and how to attract businesses to the state of New Hampshire and also foster an environment rich that allows businesses that are currently here to grow and prosper.
Now, a lot of people say, well, when I get to office, I'm going to create new jobs. But that's not really the government's role. Create jobs.
No, the government should never create jobs. That's not a good idea at all. But what the government should do is provide an opportunity and provide an environment that's rich and ripe for businesses to flourish. So